Marketing 101. Today we're talking about hyper-local targeting. Hyper-local and hyper-specific targeting allows us to deeply connect and intimately connect with our customers. It's not just about proximity in terms of location, but it's also about those shared clusters of data in those areas. I know that sounds really overwhelming, and it totally can be, but we have tools at our fingertips that are really easy to use and people we can hire to be able to interpret that data for us if we really want nothing to do with it. But ultimately, I promise you, today is worth listening to. Hyper-local targeting, hyper-specific targeting, the tools we can use to be amazing with this information and look super, super smart, but ultimately make more money, get more customers, connect to more people. Yes, hyper-local targeting is the secret to a lot of online businesses, and we're going to talk about that today. We're also talking about how the Google monopoly is actually your friend. And at the end of the video, we're going to talk about how small businesses thrive online. For all this and more, stay tuned. Roll the intro. Most people think that hyper-local and hyper-specific targeting is only about people within our proximity, people within our local neighborhood. Well, yes, that is one aspect of it, but we also can look in a couple of different dimensions. The best one to look at that applies to most businesses is hyper-targeting those who have already purchased your products. In other words, retargeting buyers. Why not send customized feeling reminder messages to people who have already purchased your product? Say, for example, you create an ad campaign that's videos of you going, hey, you've purchased our product before and I know you've really liked it. Why don't you check it out? Or, hey, how about this one? Hey, this is your reminder to make sure you buy your refill of awesome product. Those kind of messages actually are really effective in terms of gathering people's attention. You know, we're always starved for attention, but when things feel like they're customized to us, you ever had that feeling that Google's listening to you? Like you've said something and now you're getting ads targeted towards you? Well, what about utilizing that technology to your advantage, right? Well, if you want to see a great example of how this works, why don't you hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, and then I can retarget you with these new videos. We have new ones every week, and I want you to enjoy them all. So hit the subscribe button and let us serve you up. Small businesses thrive online with the use of hyperlocal targeting. So we can talk about SEO and search engine optimization. We can talk about keywords. We can talk about long tail and short tail key phrases. All of these are important when we are trying to get the search engines to pay attention to us. We want Google to be our friend, right? So if we want to thrive online, we want to make sure that we are being seen, that we are visible. So hyperlocal targeting allows us to do that. It allows us to micro-target specific interests or keywords or places of interest. It's really pretty fantastic. So there's different ways that you can do this. The simplest way, without having to hire a big SEO company to deal with all of your proper targeting and keywords and stuff like that, is if you're a local business, if you're on Instagram, for example, tag all of your photos with your location. This has been shown to raise conversion rates of people going and checking out your actual shop, either your Instagram page or actually showing up brick and mortar. So we want to do those little things that can help us get a little bit of an edge. There is no big secret to the algorithm. It's simply positioning yourself to be favorable, to make that transition, to make that path of conversion easier for your people. So we can do that. We can now get lots and lots of people. Imagine this. You're in a little town. You start up a little magic store. I like magic. I don't know why that's at the top of my head. So you start up this little magic store in a little tiny town, and maybe there's 2 people in that town who are into buying magic and performing. There's only 2 magicians in town, and one of them is you, and you own the shop. So the second magician comes into town and he purchases things. Now, is that enough to keep a business afloat? Not so much. Maybe there's one magician in each of the towns over, but that's, again, not enough to keep your business afloat. On the other hand, if that magician taps into the use of online marketing, then they can start targeting all of the magicians in the area. They can even target magicians who are traveling through the area to make sure that your magic shop becomes the destination for all magicians in that hemisphere, for example. All of this is possible by utilizing our targeting, our micro-targeting abilities. So yeah, let me know what you think. I know that this can be a concept that's kind of difficult. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Still trying to really figure out how we can utilize it in all different kinds of businesses. So let me know what your thoughts are below. Let's start the conversation. Here is an action step that I want you guys to take. Go in and start playing with targeting. I want you to start with first targeting people in a single town. I found this to be so effective. It dropped the cost of our ads significantly because we were starting to target, to really get micro-targeted into who we're talking to. So because we're really specific about that, it reduces the amount of people who are most likely uninterested in our topic. So our ad costs were next to nothing. It was great. So what I want you to do is pick one of your offers and target a very specific geographical area. Then I want you to observe, let that run for a little bit, and observe if that changes your conversion rate. If it doesn't, try it with a different town or try it with a different city. And then I want you to do another thing. I want you to then target a specific interest. Get really, really specific into what you're talking about. So say you sell business services. You help people with their webinars, for example. You could target, and you're like, your clientele is a much higher end successful business person. You can target people who are interested in yachts, for example, because maybe in that micro-targeted niche of people who are business owners looking for webinar services who also are interested in yachts can really help micro-target that really specific niche. So try these different things, see how they work, let them play out. Only measure one thing at a time. Only test one thing at a time. Otherwise, you cannot tell what was the driving factor for the bump in conversion. Either bump up or bump down. Hopefully not. So I hope those tips were helpful for you guys. If you want to join us in the visibility hacking community and get more tips and tricks and all that fun stuff, definitely join us. You can head over to visibilityhacking.com. There's a button at the top of the page that says Become an Official Visibility Hacker. You're going to click that button. It's going to drop you over into our Facebook group. Fill out a couple of questions so that we know you're a real person who's interested in building up your authority, your influence, and ultimately your income online for your small business, regardless of where you are in your business journey. I'd love to see you in the community. Make sure you drop in, post about yourself, introduce yourself to the group. It's a wonderful community. And in the meantime, my friends, check out these videos. I will see you in our next one. Until then, remember, I love you. Be excellent to each other. Just go live.